Hello everybody, welcome down to Warrington Golf Club. I'm Matt Fryer, and in today's lesson we're going to be fixing your over the top or casting downswing. So let's go and take a look at that right now. So guys, if you are new to the channel and this is one of your first videos actually watching any of my content, please do make sure you hit the subscribe button down below and turn on the bell notification so you don't miss any future lessons to help you improve your golf for the rest of this season. Also, do go and check me out on my social media profiles as well for everything else golfy. So one of the big words, well, two of the big words that I actually hear from a lot of people who come into the bay when you say, tell me a little bit about your golf swing. What do you tend to do? Well, I definitely cast it. Yeah, I always cast it. I feel like I'm getting over the top. And then when, you know, exploring that a little bit further, well, what does that lead to then? Oh, I don't know. I just know I get over the top. Right, okay, so it's very much sometimes that it's a bit of a buzzword and that people get transfixed with the word and start to use it just because it gets bandied around a little bit. The thing with an over the top golf swing is that if you do that, what we're talking about is where the club is traveling relative to the plane. So each club, as you set up, has an angle that it sits on. It should ideally be swung around our body on that angle, but with the over the top swing, what we will find is someone who starts to, in the downswing, move the club out in front of them, so in turn it would move over the top of that plane, which then is going to result into them swinging across the target from outside to in, and depending on what face you deliver with that path, you might see a number of variants of shots. We might see some pulls, you might see some slices, you might see some pull hooks, but it's not going to be very consistent. So if we can get you to try and swing a little bit closer towards plane and get you working up and down that very close to it, hopefully you should see that you get some more consistency in your game. So I'm going to give you a drill today, one that I like to do with my lessons that I've been using quite a lot of recently and seeing some good success with it. So hopefully you guys can take this in. And obviously I'm on a grass tee down here. If you haven't got that, you can still do this at the range. All you're going to need is 2 alignment canes, and if you are at the range, just a basket to prop the one of the canes up. So let's take a look at that now. Right then, so we've got our setup now for what we need to do in this drill to help us stop getting over the top. So what I've done, I've got an alignment cane here that is directly behind my ball to target line. It's just an extension of this, and I've just popped my head cover on it in case I do come over the top and just clip it. It's not going to cause any damage to your club or yourself if you were to do it. This is the one, if you are at the driving range, you could just literally angle the club, turn the basket upside down if it's got some holes in it, and poke it through there. But like I say, do put something on the end just to make sure that you're not going to damage anything. Then the second cane that you can see here, I'll just put this into position now. Normally I'd have it on my feet line here, which is going to be parallel to my ball to target. What we're going to do is just angle it about 25 degrees, 30 degrees, pointing almost to the right of the target now. So it's pointing actually in an in to out direction as opposed to an out to in. And the reason for that being, like I say, the old one, it would be from where we swing, we go over the top and we're going to clip this. We're going to smash that on the way down, and you can do this with driver, irons, whatever it may be. But what we'd see is something where the club works over the plane and hits this. What I like to get my lessons to do, and the big thing you have to do here, guys, is make huge exaggerations, because if you've been over the top and then you just work just a fraction in, probably by the time you get to the golf course, the chances are you're going to be throwing it back over. So when you do make these changes, make sure you're making really big exaggerations. And the exaggeration we want to make, we take our setup as if we were going to take dead aim down our ball to target line. Then we're going to swing up to the top and stop. So we travel underneath the first cane here, and now the idea is that as I swing down, I want to try and match my shaft to the alignment cane that is on the floor, because it is so far away from where I'd normally be. What I see here is this exaggeration now where the club head is behind my hands, and from here I can deliver the club more from the inside of the golf ball. So you go through a rehearsal of having 4 or 5 of those. And the big thing I don't want to see you guys doing as well, if you are doing this drill, when you exaggerate and put the club down behind you here, make sure your face is not wide open. One of the things I see from lessons is generally because they throw it over the top, they have an open face to try and slice it back onto target. So when we do this drill, they rehearse here and we get something where the face is left wide open, the actual club's in a really good position, but if they were to deliver that, it's going to be a massive block out to the right hand side. So we've got to see that as we do this, we'd swing up to the top, swing down, and I want to see the toe over the heel a little bit, match the club up to the cane on the floor, and then from there it's inside, let your hands release, and you should start to see that you're building more of an on plane or slightly into out golf swing, and we should get a better contact when we're doing this and should see more consistency. So one more rehearsal for me, and then I'm going to fire one away. So I'd be up here, see that my toes over my heel, I've hit that checkpoint of the club there, deliver it in there, I'm not hitting my prop here. Let's see how we get on with this one, and it'll feel so exaggerated when you do this, guys, because you're so used to the old swing. So it's good. Have my rehearsal, I know what I'm doing. Nice, and I've actually probably overdrawn that a little bit too much there because I'm not used to doing that. I generally swing out to in. I'm used to a tiny little cut, but I did get it from the inside. I was nowhere near my prop here, and I saw a little bit of right to left movement on the golf ball, so not too bad. Definitely works for me. So guys, if you are someone who is struggling with an over the top or a casting action in your golf swing, let's see that you set up the drill that we've got here. We've got an alignment cane down the ball to target line. We've got one then that's pointing from an in to out position, just off parallel. Go through those rehearsals, check that face position, that's a big one, and see if you can start to swing the club a little bit more closer to plane and on an in to out path. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, do make sure you hit that like button, comment down below with any other tips you want to see from me in the future. Also, like I said earlier, do hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my future content, any future lessons to make you a better golfer. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon with a new video.